Good morning, beloved souls. Trace here for today's daily spell. I hope you're having a marvelous morning and you're coming into your daily practice, setting your intentions for the day. What I know about that is that, at least for me, it calms my nervous system. So my day looks like I get up, I have a shower, I drink my hydrolyzed water in the shower. That's when I'm intention setting. That's when I'm washing clean my aura. That's when I'm actually in my mind, dare I say, programming what I want from my day, both energetically and in the tick off to-do list in my head. I find it's helpful. That's part of my daily practice. In the spiritual realm, we talk about daily practice, daily practice. What is this daily practice? This daily practice supports and nurtures you to be the best human that you can possibly be, because you are actively participating and setting the frequency of what your day is going to hold. Now, there's all sorts of stuff that happen in there, but if you set that baseline, I find that's uber helpful in trying to, really support and nurture your soul as you move throughout the day. Good morning, Lara. Hey, Jade. Hey there, Betty. Good morning, Anne. Simi in the house. Good morning, Mama Sue. Good morning, Al. Hope you're having a great morning. And this week we are being inspired by the Unfurling Goddess Oracle. And our card for today is about receive. Receive. You are participating in your life no matter what, verbatim. If you get out of bed in the morning, even if you don't get out of bed, you are participating in your life, and in that participation, there is the flow of giving and receiving, giving and receiving. Hey, Jodes. Good morning. Hey, Karina. Good morning, Jenny. So to be willing to receive is about being willing to open one's heart, to be willing to open one's frequency, to receive those light codes, to receive those energetics, to receive those connections. And it takes a little bit of conscious thought when you're really trying to elevate that process, because oftentimes, no matter how we're raised, things in our lives. Hey, Deb. Good morning, Trace. Hi there, Vanessa. As we're going through our lives, we can develop blocks. We can develop boundaries. We can develop cages. We can develop barbed wire, moats and dragons, as we know, which inhibit our capacity to receive from others. Like, when you're sort of, who's got teenagers? Well, not me anymore, but have had them. When you're trying to maybe give information to a receiver, to a teenager, is a really great example, because often they don't have the capacity to receive from mum, auntie person. They don't have that capacity. And it's not about, where they're going moving forward as adults. It's just that they're learning about boundaries. They're learning about receiving information, and they're learning about who they are as a human, right? So sometimes those patterns kick on into adulthood. So it's really a positive thing to identify. Where in your life do you throw up those walls and don't allow yourself to receive? For me, self-care. I don't even like the word. It gives me the icks. I'm really crap at it. I'm improving, I'm better, and I'm changing my language around I'm not good at it to I'm getting better. Learning to receive that space of self-care, learning to receive from other people. Like, I'm a classic giver. It's in my nature. I love doing it. I'm self-sovereign. So I don't need others or people to, give me kudos to who I am. None of that is my jam. But receiving is something I'm tricking at. Someone says, oh, I'll buy you this. I'm like, ooh, it's hard for me. And I think that that's part of my conditioning as a kid. So they're the things that we're working with. And I tell the examples in my own life because that's my lived experience. It's my lived experience. These concepts are the things that I am working through. And again, never trust a word I say. Trust the feeling of vibration it creates in your body. So we're talking about receive. So in terms of being open to receive, you've got to do some of that shadow work. You've got to get in. You've got to have a look. You've got to be willing to do the daily practices, to put yourself and set yourself up to be in a space to receive. Otherwise, it's like, pew, 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 and you're just fending off any giving energy that's coming towards you. Let's get into the spell. Be open to receive all the gifts of this life. Even the challenges bring awareness, and the wrongs turn into rights. To receive kindness and joy, to be connected, grounded, and present. To enjoy the moments worth living for in your allness, incandescent. Let us receive infinite potential and the space to radically transform. to change your mind, change your ideas, no longer needing to conform. Beloved, when you drop your guard, the restrictions and expectations, you'll receive more than you could ever imagine with no limitations. It's about dropping that guard, and it's a barrier, an energetic barrier that you have built over time. And I suffice to say, I believe that we all have those barriers created from life experiences. Maybe when you were a little kid, you know, the love that you needed as a child wasn't given to you for a whole bunch of reasons. And we're not about blame here, but for whatever reason, that lack of love or that lack of being nurtured, cuddled, you know, feeling safe with your parents or your carers has created that barrier, which, you know, the whole concept of you being unable or it's tricky to receive, because if I'm receiving, then I'm reliant. If I'm receiving, then there's some expectation that I'm setting about needing from another person. And that's scary for me. You know, these are the sorts of things that I'm talking about. Jade says, working on this, much needed to give and receive in community. Look, this is the practice ground, right? So, and that's why Wild Tribe, that's why we run and do the things that we do. It's the practice of giving and receiving. At the moment, we're sitting in Sacred Women's Circle on Tuesday nights, and I'm loving it so much. We're doing a journaling practice during the day at the library. This is part of the giving and the receiving, and it's about the conversation. It's about our personal stories. It's about sharing, giving and receiving, and doing it in a sacred context gives us the scope, I humbly believe, to really actively listening to one another, because sitting in a circle sharing stories from that perspective isn't like hanging out with your girlfriends, just, you know, talking about stuff and then, you know, different things. Trace says, to give from the heart, you must receive from the heart. It's a great gratitude practice. It's very hard because we weren't taught how. That's the thing, Trace. We weren't taught how. If anything, we were probably, the Gen Xers at least, we were probably taught the opposite by our caregivers and parents in that frame, you know, and it's not because there's never about blame. It's just about teasing out what has happened so we can look at what we've thrown up in resistance. Anyway, all my love to you all. I hope you have the most marvelous, delicious day, and I'll catch you back tomorrow morning at 7:15 for the Daily Spell. Bye-bye. Stay connected with the Daily Spell. Subscribe now and join us every weekday morning for your daily dose of magic and inspiration.